What's up, everybody, and welcome to my channel, Proof and Prosper, where I remind you each day that you already have permission to design the life you want to live. I'm just here to show you proof that it's possible with my daily YouTube journey. So, today was one of those days. It was full of a lot of quirky mishaps. I had a pretty full, busy day, and today the plan was to install some 3D wall panels that I have. If you watched any, I have a couple of videos, but I've been sharing that my three goals right now are to declutter, resell old items, and to redecorate my living space. So right now my goal is to create what I call a cozy creator space. I'm just working on making my space feel more comfortable and more conducive for content creation, because I want to spend a lot more time in my room when I create content. And so today I was supposed to try to figure out what I'm doing when it comes to installing 3D wall panels, and I'll show you. I got these, and you'll probably see behind me too that I attempted to start putting some up, but I'll tell you what ended up happening today here in a minute. But I just wanted to show you guys the 3D panels that I got. So these are the 3D panels that I have. They're actually pretty cool. They're 10 by 10, and they're just PVC plastic, and they're really lightweight and thin. So what ended up happening was I had to order um double-sided tape separately, right? Because it didn't come with any double-sided tape, or it really, I don't even think it came with instructions. I don't even think it came with instructions. So, or if it did, they were just like very generic, very simple. Just put tape the stuff up. And so I got the tape, and I was a bit liberal with the tape because this was my grand idea. Is I want this whole wall, including my closet, to just be like a accent wall slash backdrop. And I didn't want to paint my closet door, so my grand idea was just to put the panels on my closet door as well as around the door to create like an accent wall. And because I actually use my closet door, I open and close it a lot. In my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I got to put a ton of tape on these to make sure these bad boys don't fall off. And in doing so, I literally used a whole roll of tape on like three of the panels, and then I was able to get some more tape and put a fourth one up. But then I just decided, you know what, I'm just gonna call it quits for today and get back to the drawing board tomorrow, because what's crazy is I was just putting tape like all around the edges and through the center, thinking like, okay, so to make sure these things, stay. But when I ran out of tape, and I only got the three, and I have these panels, there's 33 of them in a pack, and they're 10 by 10, and I ran through a whole roll of tape after putting three up. So I'm like, okay, no, this ain't right. So I had to kind of Google, the best way to apply the tape in. And so I got a better idea. Now, mind you, keep in mind, I'm really not a DIYer at all. I'm not really good with arts and craftsy types of things. I try to dabble here and there just to try to keep that side of me, just practice on that side of my, that side of my creative brain. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes it doesn't. If it's simpler things, I'm pretty good with it. Sometimes I can do complicated things. It just depends on how good the instructions are, and how well I can follow the instructions for the most part. But when it comes to stuff where it's just like, hey, just wing it, and then there's like an ounce of creativity involved, it hit or miss. It's hit or miss. And today it was pretty. I don't want to call it a complete miss, but because it's getting later in the day, my energy is pretty low. I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to save the rest of this install for a different day. Also, because I have 33 of these panels, and I know that it's not going to be enough to cover the entire wall. It'll be enough to do my closet doors, but to cover the rest of the wall, I know it's not going to be enough. So I'm going to see what I'm working with after I finish my doors, and then I'll go from there. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to order another box of the panels. So again, I just decided to save that for a different day, because that's what I was going to do. I was just going to record, just do a little chat while I try to figure out how to put these wall panels up, but it just didn't work out. And also, you may notice it's probably a bit darker in my background. My my light fixture, it needs to be replaced, and so my light's broken right now. Well, it's not broken, it's just disconnected. So I'm working with very minimal lighting. So it was just a couple of things. It was just a couple of things, and so yeah, that was pretty much the day. But my space is coming along. I actually was able to get someone to put up my neon light at my last video. Well, like maybe 2 videos ago. I just got my neon light in the mail, and I was trying to figure out the best way to hang it up, and the stuff, the all of the tidbits that it comes with, the little mounting things, you know, that it comes with, they weren't, it wouldn't have worked of how I have the backdrop. I have the artificial grass backdrop with the neon sign, and just the screws that it came with were really short, and they just wouldn't fit through all of that to get through the wall. So I ended up getting someone to assist me with putting the sign up, excuse me, today. So that's up, and it looks pretty good. I can't wait to kind of use that as my backdrop. I'm just really working on the space. It's coming along pretty good. I still got a little ways to go as far as decluttering and reorganizing, really more so reorganizing. And yeah, so that was my day, guys. I'm trying to work on getting the backdrop and everything situated, and we'll see what happens. I've got like some neon lights I want to try to, use, because I bought these neon lights like over a year ago, and I never I never used them. And so I was like, oh, I can try to do one of those like cool backdrop type scenes that I've seen in different YouTube videos, particularly like tech tutorials. Like when I watch a lot of those types of videos, I always see these, guys with these awesome backdrops and stuff like that. And I always like, man, I want to try to do that. Well, this is me trying to do that in my little space that I have. So yeah, that was my day in a nutshell. Listen, DIY is not my jam, even though I always I try to, take a stab at it every so often, to see how I fare with a lot of projects. And like I said, it usually hit or miss, but let me know in the comments. Are you guys out there DIYers? Are you really good with that kind of stuff? Have you have you created like a backdrop or accent wall in your home? Let me know. I'd love to hear from you and chat about it and find out what your experience has been. And that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.